Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Dan with uplifting thoughts for today. Coming off of a birthday weekend where family were celebrating around the pool and church family surprising me with the birthday tribute in a service that I helped produce and didn't see till Kay and I were worshiping this morning. So thanks, everybody, for the many birthday blessings. And what a blessing to see Daniel, who is now 6. And he reminds us now that he's 6, he can do so many new things around the pool, like do a flip into the pool without floaties and touch the bottom, or jump off the diving board without his floaties, and learning to swim more and more as he pushes through his fears. It reminded me of Peter and Jesus. Remember the story in Matthew 14? It's a great story, and it's very familiar. You know the story about how Jesus actually had gone off by himself after feeding the 5,000. The Son going to spend time with the Father. I'm still in the Trinity mode understanding. And he's alone praying as the disciples go out on the lake, and a storm comes up, and most of the night they're navigating a difficult time. And so when Jesus shows up in the midst of that storm, Peter hollers out, "Ask me to come to you." And he allows him to come, and he jumps out of the water. And then in verse 29, after Jesus says, "Indeed, come," he says, Peter stepped out of the boat onto the water and began walking toward Jesus. But when he remembered how strong the wind was, his courage caught in his throat, and he began to sink. "Master, save me," Peter called out. Immediately, Jesus reached for Peter and caught him. "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt and dance back and forth between following me and heeding fear?" Those are the words of Jesus. Then Jesus and Peter climbed back into the boat together, and the wind became still, and the disciples worshiped him. And here's the interesting part to me. The disciples at that time say, "Truly, you are the Son of God." You see, it wasn't responding after the feeding of the 5,000, which was what a miracle, what a display of power. But in the midst of difficulties in the world, they're calling out to God. Peter's kind of their spokesman. I mean, they're sitting there watching this. They can't believe he's out there. And then as he begins to sink and calls out, every time God responds. I think this story teaches us not so much about ourselves, but about who God is. God answers us in difficult times. Isn't it true that when everything's going great, we tend to not need him so much? We tend to not call out to God so much. Good reason as learning discipleship to learn to put patterns in your life and follow Jesus through those patterns of daily scripture reading, daily prayer, daily walking with the Lord. And so that when the difficult times come and we call out to God, we can be assured that he will respond to us. God reveals who God is, and often he does it through stormy times. So no matter what our need is, God responds just like he did for Peter. And sometimes we take that for granted, don't we? I love the way that Jesus tells him to leave fear behind and live a wholehearted life. That's true for us today. So hold on to forgiveness, mercy, comfort, and grace. For God is with you today. Have a great day.